was medically impossible for me to recover from that injury in the way that I did.
She was in her car seat. She was thrown out of it, and she was thrown over 100 feet. They didn't even stitch her or try. They just stapled her head back up because they said she's not going to make it. She won't live.
I woke up with full brain function, which was deemed impossible. I was known as Miracle Michaela, and there's even a plaque and a picture of me on the wall. I am medically not supposed to be here on a number of accounts. I've touched death many times as a child. I live my life by that in the biggest way possible. That is a large portion of why I'm doing the work I am doing. I am Michaela Saunders. I am a psychic. I do tea leaf reading, tarot, energy healing. I teach, and I am also a mother. I come from a family of 6. I have a son. He is the most extraordinary little human. A lot of people ask me how I got to doing what I do. A large part of that reason is due to everything I've been through. I have some pretty substantial scars and remind me every day that I see them in the mirror of what I have been through. One is on my head. It goes from here all the way back. I'm also missing a plate. I was in the hospital for the first 8 months of my life.
She was diagnosed with autonomic nervous system syndrome. There were only 2 in Canada that had ever had that diagnosis. They said that a child never lives beyond 5 years. Within 6 months, she had 2 major surgeries, 6 hours long. They called us in because she wouldn't come back. I remember bending down and just saying, Michaela, now's not the time. You need to fight this. You've got a place in this world. And she started breathing again on her own. She came back, and doctors and nurses were amazed. And from that moment on, she had this name, Miracle Michaela.
At 8 months, my whole family had to learn infant first aid, which included how to resuscitate me.
Out of nowhere, laying on the floor, no breath, no heartbeat, everything would stop.
And they sent me home with expectations that I wouldn't make it to my first birthday. They put in a heart line so they could restart my heart a lot faster. I constantly lost consciousness.
And we had 24-hour nurse care for the next 4 to 5 years.
I was 3 years old. Me and my family were in a major car accident. 3 of my siblings and my brother-in-law. We were driving through Rocky Mountain House.
I was in the vehicle in front, missed the first horse and scared the herd onto the highway. And they hit a horse which threw the vehicle 10 feet into the air and thrown down an embankment that rolled 4 to 5 times. It was such an impact that the children were thrown out of the vehicle. She was in her car seat. She was thrown out of it, and she was thrown over 100 feet. I was running on the outside with such crazy speed that I lost the souls of my runners.
My mom watched the whole thing happen, and everybody was searching for me for about 20 minutes.
And the truck was upside down. And I remember going inside it. She can't be taken now. Not after 3 years of fighting. This isn't what you had planned for her. And the wolves were around. You could hear them howling, and there was so much blood everywhere. We found her, and she was laying beside the horse, and the horse had passed away as well. And she bled more than the horse did. Her head had been split open, and her brain had been scooped.
Because they were in no service, they had to put me in the back of the vehicle. My mom had to hold me, and her arms were locked for hours.
When we got Michaela to the hospital, they didn't even stitch her or try. They just stapled her head back up because they said she's not going to make it. She won't live.
They asked my mom to take me off life support and donate my organs. She thankfully said no. After 3 days, I started to wake up.
Her doctor looked at her and said, "Do you know who I am?" And she looked at him and said, "You so silly, Dr. McDonough." He always wore a character tie, and he said, "Can you tell me what's on my tie?" And she goes, 1, 2, 3 Dalmatians. She was the miracle through miracles that she always was. I always say her organs were donated to her because they came back in full life.
It was medically impossible for me to recover from that injury in the way that I did. Woke up with full brain function, which was deemed impossible. I was then sent home only a few days later, and recovered at home with a giant purple cast on my leg. I was still in and out of the hospital for a few more years of my life. When I was around the age of 8, I was told that I would be in chronic pain for the rest of my life, and I just had to accept my body for the way it was. I refused to accept that. I started to learn about my body. I started to understand what it needed. I started to pay attention to it and listen to it, and I think that was the beginning of tapping into that intuitive nature. My reason for being here had to be substantial. In life, there are constantly these miracles, and I think in my family specifically, we've had so many miracles. I know there is something more than just me. There is something else going on. I was super interested in spirituality from a very young age. I would sit and stare at the wall and just see what I could see. And now that I look back on it, I was really just like trying to tap into my third eye, which is crazy. Also would seek outside of myself all the time. I was constantly looking for readings and healings and wanted everybody around me to tap into this esoteric realm and kind of show me a piece of the puzzle that I was trying to touch. I was almost 20. I became pregnant. It was the first time I felt connected and grounded. My energy finally dropped into my body because of my health conditions and those first years of life. I easily have the ability to disassociate. I wasn't grounded, which was a huge part of the reason of why I couldn't tap into that guidance myself. Whenever I would see a reader or a healer, they would have a hard time reading for me. They would always tell me that I was meant to be doing the reading, and I was just so confused by that. At 16 years old, I was like, what are you talking about? I started to clue into what they were getting at. I started to tap into my intuition in a bigger way. I started there. I knew that tea leaf reading would be the goal because my grandmother, who was my nurse when I had 24-hour nurse care, did tea leaf reading. I also had an astrology reading. What are you doing not doing readings? You are psychic as heck. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. But definitely did know what she was talking about. You were meant to be doing this work. It is exactly in your path. That is your way forward. I knew that was true. I naturally was able to tune into a frequency that is available to all of them. I work with people from all different paths, all different ages. I seek from a place of helping them step into their empowerment on their path, helping them find a way forward that they feel more supported and understand their truth. It is my greatest wish to show people a way forward that helps them shine. We are all on this planet to learn and grow and understand and experience. I believe that within that experience there is heartbreak and joy and everything in between. Motherhood is my why. It is why I show up every day. It has brought me to my knees. It has given me parts of myself that I truly wouldn't have otherwise. I was gifted this beautiful little boy who is truly the love of my life and has changed my entire world. He teaches me every single day. It has taught me how to be stronger than I ever knew I could be capable of. When people come to my table, they often have never felt seen or heard. I create the space in hopes of giving them that. Spirit shows me part of reading that gives me the opportunity to really get into the core depths of that, feeling seen and heard. I think the world needs more of that. I wish that I could show people what I see when they sit at my table because it's so beautiful. It is something that often brings me to tears that I can't just kind of flip it around and show them what I see so they can feel more whole. They can get out of relationships that don't serve them. They can see the patterns of abuse. I can do medical mediumship. I have seen cancer and tumors, and that has created a path forward where they feel more supported. I've helped people, obviously, with their love life, find direction in their work, in their purpose, in their why. I have stepped into teaching. That has been something that is truly fulfilling for me. To see somebody step into their own ability and their gifts that suits them with these divine tools is like, oh, so special. I can honestly say I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my mom, her strength and resilience. She didn't leave my side at the hospital, and as a result, I can say that if she had left my side, genuinely wouldn't be here today. She is genuinely one of the most extraordinary human beings that I know. I would say thank you, and also you are an incredible woman.
I give grace and gratitude that she chose me to be that mom and to watch her go through. And the strength she carries, nobody ever thought she would be a mom herself. She was never supposed to see 5 years old. And she's one of the most beautiful, epic mothers one could ever witness. They are such two souls that were meant to be here. There's no accident.